Hello, everyone. Welcome to Center of Light. It's good to see you. Good to be with you always. Lots is moving. Hello, Aubrey, LaBeouf, Heather, Nicole, Ryan Parker, Heel, Lewis, Lincoln, Sandy, Trudy, Nicole, Kelly, Elwood, Lincoln, Trudy. I said many of those. Extra kudos. Let's see what's happening. I'm learning. And there you are. Welcome to Center of Light. Tonight we're going to be talking about Center of Light peace. Actually, this is not the peace sign. That's victory. That's the peace sign. But peace. Drama. Theater of pain. Check this out. I'm up to no good, but it's all good. Look at this banner. I take my time with my banners to impregnate them with ideas of what's coming in the presentation. Check it out. Theater of Pain, drama. We know the Motley Crue album. And then we see the doctor with a glove, a syringe. Coincidentally, I didn't notice that until just now. The syringe looks exactly like the Corona bottle. Knowing my humor, the coronavirus. We see someone in pain. The joints, the hip, the knees, the this, the that. Let's call that fibromyalgia. Breaking news. This just in, right? That which we want to believe, trust, hope, that it brings forth truth and powerful information, we know that is diluted. And then we look to the right of the screen, we see famine. We also see someone getting their ass spanked. The theater of pain. Popcorn is served at the concession stand. Come get your consumerism on. Right? So welcome to Center Light. This is what we're speaking about tonight. It seems like an often used theme, but it's different. It will be different tonight. Pain. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing a live presentation. I just got moved into my new spread with my 14-year-old young man. Love it. Tomorrow night, we're going to be speaking about Tribe Yanava. In fact, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Tribe Yanava. And I'm going to reveal secrets. I'm going to reveal secrets. If you're part of the Yanava tribe, not meaning me, but it also meaning you. Tribe Yanava. What is that? For those who are newcomers, I'll express that tomorrow. But I'm going to reveal some personal secrets because I'm going to let go, because tomorrow's presentation is going to be called Vulnerability, being vulnerable. And I'm going to be in that energy to share my secrets. I'm going to make myself vulnerable as an example, to exemplify the model that will help everyone expose themselves as light. Your light will never come through. Never. Until you make yourself vulnerable. You have to open up this cavity right here. The chest cavity, the heart, the stargate. to move into your vulnerability, hence your light. Because your light is what exposes, reveals to everyone else who you are. So until you become vulnerable to expose that aspect of your, not an aspect, the aspect of yourself, you will always remain invisible. If you're an introvert, that's okay. If you're an extrovert, that's okay. It's literally, because check this out, whether you're an introvert is not true. An introvert is only self-satisfying for the person who's an introvert. Because regardless, you are still an extrovert because you are always expressing outward, emoting who and exactly what you are. Sometimes, many of us know this. People who try to hide secrets reveal them the loudest. So the person who's trying to hide the secret, and they're hiding, they cover their face, they fidget. You're revealing lots. There's another language that takes place beyond utterances. It's called awareness. And in the awareness, you can see what is being revealed or what is being kept hidden. And in what is being kept hidden is actually being revealed by the person you are observing. Not out of judgment, just simple observation to understand where this person is or is not operating from, what platform they are launching themselves from. And in such a way, you become omnipresent, omniscient. What's one of kids? Anyway, you become an observer, and you can actually see what is taking place. Or not. You're not an introvert. It's a convincing tool that one uses upon oneself or psychologically has been deemed for someone who goes inward. Welcome to Center of Light. Can everyone hear everything okay? New technology, new house, new stereo, all this stuff. Let's acknowledge everyone. Christopher Joseph Porsche, Lincoln Omnipotent, Starla Bancroft is in the house. Hello, Starla. Lynn Abear, Libby, Darlene. Hello, Darlene. Darlene, I still got your books if you want them. Thomas Boudreau, Kelsey King. What's up, Tommy? What's up, dog? Danielle Leslie, Nicole, Dana Trotter. She's trotting, cooking. I'm multitasking, excuse me. Living life in balance, she is. Kristen Davis. Hello, Kristen. I love you, beautiful kids. Danielle Aubrey. Lincoln. I think we're starting to repeat myself. So let's keep moving further into the presentation. I'm doing a couple technological things, learning. Sana. Everyone on YouTube land. Let's go visit YouTube. Hello. Facebook watch party. Ryan's still here. Hello, Ryan. All right, let's get down to some beeswax. Let's have some fun. Abigail. I want to ask you, YouTube, go to youtube.com/Center of Light Radio. Subscribe. Create a profile if you don't have one. It takes 1 minute. I want to achieve 1,000 viewership. That's going to happen. Please be a part of that. Hello, Jasmina Kokar. Yeah, that wasn't the word I was looking for, Lincoln. Somehow I shifted to another experience. So subscribe at my YouTube channel. July 31st, 2020. My new release, 30 years of my initiation, integration, and graduation thus far, is going into this worldwide publishing distribution release of Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. You can pre-order now. Just go to Amazon, look up Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. You can also find that link in this forum. You might have to scroll likely at the top or the bottom, depending on the ascension, no pun intended, or the dissension, no other pun intended, of how you have your stuff sorted out. So tonight we're speaking about center of light peace, drama, theater of pain, cinema, drama, theater, the mask, the duality mask. Below that we see a doctor with a syringe and a Corona bottle of beer. Of course, it's implying the coronavirus, or we guinea pigs of a virus that was biologically created only to have us to have vaccines. That is not what I'm saying. It is a possibility because we live in an infinite sea and field of divine energy, which is infinite possibility. On some level, I'm sure that it exists. It could be this one. I'm not sure. Does that actually matter? No, it does not. It's sort of like a clickbait that got your interest. And below it, we see an image of what could be fibromyalgia or arthritis for that matter. And to the right, we see a machine gun. Pain, 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 pain. All these ideas of pain. And then we see above it, slightly diagonally to the right, we see a child getting its ass spanked. Pain. And we see little children above that, famish, pain, suffering. Do we know the difference? This is very important. Do you know the difference between pain and suffering? Equally, compassion. Even more so, attachment to the world. Even more so, am I really sure of what I'm seeing is correct? All of those are variables of the equation, the divine equation, which you can never, ever in your infinity lives escape from. Are you sure you are seeing correctly? There is a greater picture happening, and it happens when we step out of the theater of pain. Welcome to stage Earth. All the world's a stage, and indeed we are merely players, performers, and portrayers, each another's audience beyond the gilded cage by Rush. So what tonight's presentation is really about, hello Linda, hello Janelle, hello Abigail. What we're speaking about tonight is truly, I was speaking about this with my son a little earlier. Can everyone hear okay? Give me an exclamation point. New sound system, the music and the voice is balanced. Just one or two of you will be fine. We're speaking about planet Earth, this reality, the pain. I understand pain. Truly. It's also called compassion. Suffering, I understand. We all understand it. Because if you feel that you have suffering in your life, it is, thank you, Lincoln, thank you, Sandy. Suffering is self-induced. You are inflicting it upon yourself. Well, not really, Keith, because you don't understand. No, oh, truly, I understand. Carl Laperoux in the house says everything sounds good. Thank you, brother. But we're speaking about this beautiful world. Coincidentally, check this out. This world is about to get real stanky and messy, which it is already happening. Equally, this world, which is already happening, but will continue to exponentiate and graduate and to be more beautiful than any one of us has ever envisioned and or imagined it to ever be. But it requires everyone to forever see what is happening. What is happening? Yes, I vote. I don't. I don't. But yes, I vote because I'm making a difference. And that's beautiful. Vote. Vote all you want. Vote twice if you can sneak in an extra ballot. I vote every day. I'm voting right now with you. I'm voting for the highest good, whatever that looks like, black, white, man, woman, gay, whatever, heterosexual, omnisexual. I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm looking for the push into the field of light, the quantum field of anything that can possibly mean something at all. And I'm sure everyone, as to why you are here, do the same. You're not so prejudiced. You're not so judgmental. But we're going to look tonight. I am. And if you trust me, which means you trust an ability that you have within yourself to recognize who someone is trustworthy, you don't not trust other people, and you don't trust other people. It doesn't work that way. The people you don't trust in your life, it doesn't let them off the hook. In turn, it empowers you to say, I have lacked in my awareness to understand and see what red flags actually look like. And it looks like you. So I'm going to project my bullshit and my unaware faculties onto you and say you're the problem. I still do that in my own life. But I am working, constantly working, moving to understand that I don't mistrust people. I don't trust the aspect of myself that I have yet to open up to that gives me actual absolute sight. That's it. There is nothing else. There's no way out of the conundrum for any of us. So if you have an issue in your life of fibromyalgia, here's an opportunity for you to listen to this presentation, be with this presentation. And I mean listen. I mean listen. I am in pain. If you have arthritis, listen. Beyond listen. Listen. I'm just open. What if I don't understand anything you say, Keith? I'm not asking you to hear me. I'm asking you to listen, to open up to the pain in the world, but sometimes the pain that has been inflicted upon all of us from the world. So, notice I didn't say the suffering from the world. You can receive pain from the world. Someone slaps you across the face, you've received pain from the world. But it's up to every one of us to not take it to the below level of suffering. In so doing, you become planted. You understand the dynamic of this dual world that dances like the Kundalini, the Caduceus, the DNA. Because if you live in the three-dimensional world, you only have two strands of DNA. But as you become spiritually lofted, the energy in your spine, like the medical staff, the Caduceus, the two snakes that intertwine around the rod, which the angel wings up top. Think about this. What is that? It's the two snakes. It's the DNA structure. It's the duality world that we are submersed in to change. And as the two snakes, which represent royalty, dance up the rod, which is relative of your backbone, the Va, to the angel wings, we graduate into a spiritual experience. That's called spiritual liberation. Be it you Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Islamic, Sikhism, Hinduism, it doesn't matter. Whether you're an atheist. I know some beautiful atheists that are walking the path and don't believe in squat, except they believe in being appreciative of humanity. That's God. There's no such thing as an atheist. It doesn't exist. Sounds like people just rebelling against the idea that they were taught the old man in the sky is going to whip your ass. It's exactly what they're doing. But you can bet they're probably scientific. So they understand the spiritual yet law of physics. It's all the same thing. My son and I have been having this dialogue for quite a while now. Welcome to Center of Light Peace. We are speaking about drama in the world. Theater of pain. Again, I'm going to go back to this splash screen because it's filled with things that are happening to all of us. Drama. The syringe, vaccines. Corona, a play on the coronavirus, as if we're drinking the coronavirus only to go get a vaccine for it, as if Big Pharma is selling that. That is not what I'm implying. But that possibility does exist. And below that, we look at people who are in pain, arthritic pain or fibromyalgia, ongoing pain. All of this is relative to your situation. And then below that, towards the right, we see a machine gun. That which inflicts pain. We see a child getting its ass spanked. That which inflicts pain. Famine. That which inflicts pain. My support, my gesture to you, if you're living in pain, ask yourself why. If you're living in suffering, you have some exploration to do. And it requires you to become conscious and vulnerable. Most importantly, it requires you to become honest with yourself. And if it requires you to become honest in such a way, and I applaud you if you did, say, Keith, can I ask you a question? Or just ask you a question in front of all these people. That is becoming a living witness, a testimony. When two or more are gathered in my name, I am present. Who is I am? It's presence. Presence is I am. So when we are present, we unify with I am, and then there's no more riddle. There's no more question to be asked because Spirit is present always, but in this moment, Spirit is present to us consciously. When we consciously choose to be amalgamated, aligned, synchronistic with presence. That's the gift. It's a present. Merry Christmas. The Christ Mass. The awakening Christ body. The Christ body is not Jesus' flesh. It's the people. It's the church. It's the synagogue. It's the shrine. It's the mosque. It's the temple of the heart. Being with God does not require church on Sunday. That's a beautiful way of socializing with others of like tribe. But when you're in the vibe, that is church. So tomorrow night, my presentation, my time with you, your time with me, is going to be vulnerability, Yanava tribe. I'm going to expose secrets I've never told anyone. Scary, even for me to think about it. We'll see how that plays out. I trust that you would do the same. There's such an amazing liberation that happens when you become naked, does it not? When you're about to throw down with someone, know what I mean? There's a liberation in peeling off your skin, peeling off your clothes. Just like it is when you're about to get naked with a person. It's nerving. You're about to be seen. But when you are, and both of you are, the fire gets turned up. And in so doing, there is a passion that happens. Hello, Anna. Cummings Fairchild Will Hot. Juan, what's up, bro? Leonard. What's up, JR? Sana.
Access granted.
Everyone has access to that which is seemed impossible. We always have had access. We just went through a lot of dark times, a lot of dark paradigms, a lot of dark ages. We're graduating into the light. Christian you, Buddhist you, Hindi you, Muslim you, it doesn't matter who you think you are. It's not what you are. Have you ever asked yourself, if I was born in another country, would I be a different religious faith or denomination or walk, talk, creed, code, or sect? Of course you would. So don't pigeonhole or choke or stifle yourself by believing a simple idea that it's killing you. I'm not saying your religion is killing you. I'm asking you to amalgamate so much with your deity that you lose all identity, that there is no difference between you and the one that you profess loves you infinitely. Love it back infinitely, so much so that you want to lose yourself in it. Become Jesus. Melt yourself into some baby Jesus. Melt yourself into some Buddha. Melt yourself into your great-grandmother who was so beautiful to you. Melt into yourself all the way back to the essence of who you are. Because at the essence of what you are and from which everything is derived and is sustained and forever will be is God. Do you not have that in you? I am in my Father's in me, and I am in you. Seek ye the kingdom of God within. Where do you go with that? There's nowhere to go with that except further within yourself. The Master himself said, I am in my Father's in me, and I am in you. Seek ye the kingdom of God within. Where do you go with that? You can try to go outward with that. It falls short of the glory that is your divine birthright. You see, God is not a religion. God is about your attitude, my attitude, our attitude. We call ourselves a this, a that, or the other because it's the garb. I chose to wear this aqua blue, this turquoise blue shirt tonight. Why? Because it looked cool. It worked with my background, the candles, and I look cool in it, just like you look cool in your garb when you put your makeup on and your doodads on and all that, because that's what it feels like to be you. We should not confuse God, which is so far beyond that, in the sea of infinite possibilities, all religion, ideas, understandings, beliefs, it all gets shattered into the light. So now what? When the Christ himself said, I am in my Father. So we have the Father, a circle. And Christ says, I'm in there. Would that be a true statement? A circle. I am in my Father. Father is a circle. The big, grandiose circle. This is a very amazing point that will shatter your illusions and your beliefs right here and right now. Do you want that? Hello, Kimmy. Hello, Lincoln. I'm going to give you a spiritual nugget that will fill you so full, it will blow, it will shatter the illusion of the mind. Do you want it? Here's God, the circle, the biggest circle there is. And Christ himself says, I am in my Father. So you have the circle, and he's in it. And now, so you have this circle, the Christ. The Christ is in the big circle. I am in my Father. My Father is in me. So we have the Christ circle, and the Father's yet in him as well. And I am in you. That means all of that is in you. That's called the Trinity. It folds within itself 3 times, and the fourth creates the ongoing infinite power in the form of the human flesh. That's called the potential for everyone to be heaven on earth. Do you understand that? I am in my Father is in me, and I am in you. All that is compressed inside of you, waiting to blossom. So why do we have this issue with pain? It's because we're looking through the very filter of getting your ass spanked. You had your ass spanked. You did. I had my ass spanked. We know about war and the pain it onslaughts and brings. Children, famine, shots, vaccines. Hell, a shot, just getting an inoculation when you were a kid hurt. And now we have this coronavirus thing, and some people believe, conspiracy theorists, that it could be that this was biologically designed to where they have to now vaccine us. Big Pharma, all that. I'm not saying it's impossible. Breaking news. This just in. Breaking news. Pain. What I want you to know, Tribe Yanava, you haven't seen anything yet. How do I know this? This is not projecting doom and gloom as if I'm trying to create an affirmation that doesn't bring us joy. Here's the affirmation of joy. Equally, the level of beauty in the world is happening now. It's exponentiating, it's graduating. But don't lie or kid yourself by only focusing on the beauty. Because that is beautiful and that is what you would experience. Hear me. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Hear me. Don't only focus on the beauty. Focus on the pain. But remove your judgment from it, of what you think it is. And in so doing, you incorporate this duality piece into the beauty of it, the beauty that you were focused on. And I don't want to look over here. That's denial. So you now incorporate the beauty here with this, which you always thought painful here. And guess where they collect? If this is the two extremes, the point called 0 is right smack in the middle of them. It's called shh. It's the empty space. It's the sacred spot. So in looking at the pain, honestly, without judgment, as purely as the eyes do, it's only when the eyes' information go through the mind, it gets muddled. When you were going through that relationship breakup, as much as it sucked to be you, pain, how much self-induced suffering did you add on top of that? And when you finally got not over it, but through yourself and your own bullshit, my own bullshit, can we say, oh my God, God was there all along giving me wisdom. But I chose the path of most resistance to allow myself to come through Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, my new book to be released soon. When you could have saved yourself many steps, many miles. Pain is what I am seeing truly painful. It doesn't mean that you're not compassionate. You just don't have to see it as pain. When I look at this image and I see all this nonsense, other than people who are in physical pain, the ass whipping, the children that are hungry, the vaccinations that are erroneous and stupid, and people with agendas, and the coronavirus, and all that, the breaking news, trying to pull us into the drama, the theater of pain, welcome to planet Earth, I feel it just like anyone else. It's a kick in the groin. It's a punch in the heart. A chop to the throat. It is. But I've learned to realize the same person I was, the same person you were, when you went through that breakup of relationship that caused you so much drama, theater of pain. I've realized that part of my life was very beautiful. And I've also realized that instead of waiting to realize that the children who are starving, famine, instead of coming to terms with that and grips with that, I am now choosing to see it as beautiful. Because back in the day when I went through a relationship breakup like all of us, or this or that happened to us, we didn't see the beauty. We saw the pain. In such a way, I am now understanding, integrating, and graduating into famine. People who are having a hard time in life is a beautiful thing. They're just in process. The same process we were in when we were going through our trials and tribulations. Because in hindsight, it's just a beautiful story of everyone graduating. So have we ever thought that those children who come to Earth to show us ourselves, famine, and third world diseases, that these are master teachers coming from above to the earth to teach us how to have more compassion. And in so doing, as we lift their very situation of third world impoverishness. But in the grand scheme, none of that really matters because when it's all over, they go back to abundance, infinite abundance of love and light. This is the theater of pain. And we strain to gain, and it causes more pain. In such a way, we have become insane. And it's plain and simple. Do you want peace or not? Yeah, but then it means you don't. Yes, I do. How can I have some more of it? I wanted that years ago. If someone would have told me, when I was in the dark night of the soul, if someone had told me, Keith, you have to eat 2 tablespoons of this fresh Labrador dog shit on the lawn, I would have ate the whole thing. Point is, it sounds extreme and nasty. At that point in my life was nasty, and I was willing to live the extreme. I am willing to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. That kind of fire and that kind of muster and all those other things you include will cluster together and work in your favor beyond what you can imagine. And for those who are new on this path, those of us who have been doing it a long time, it seems miracles, serendipities, alignments, synchronicities all happen at a slower, graduated, gradient way. But for those who get on the path right here, right now, tomorrow, if you're first time here, something's going to happen to you tomorrow. Trust me. Or this week in such a way you go, oh my God. It's because you just had a monumental shift that will give you such a monumental lift. James Woodcuts, what's up, brother? Nicole Paris says, thank you, Keith. Needed to hear this. You're welcome, dear. I love you and I love what I do. And I live in this gate and I long to be in this chair. You're my excuse to bliss. And I like hanging out with you. Tomorrow night, my presentation is going to be Vulnerability, Tribe, Yanava. I'm going to reveal some secrets. I don't even know what they are. I know a few of them. Going to be right back. I'm going to take a short pause. I'm going to play you a song of one of my popular bands many years ago called King's Trio. The guy in the middle that dances a lot, Jeff Adams. My God, can this boy sing? He is off. He's the bass player for Survivor. Was a bass player for Survivor. Now he's still playing bass for many years, 20 years now, for Starship. Yes, Jefferson Starship. Built this city on rock and roll. A band called King's Trio. Many different versions of King's Trio. Enjoy it. Going to be right back. Hold on. Loosely. Your time is now. Your time is now. Enjoy King's Trio.
You could only see the way she loved me. Maybe you'd understand. she loved me, maybe you'd understand why I feel this way about my love and what I would do if you could only see how blue your eyes really will stay when she says she loves me.
Welcome back to Center of Light. I want to address something by my bro Ham Sandwich. My name is Keith Blanchard, spiritual teacher, best-selling author, and host of Center of Light TV and radio. Mostly your brother. Lincoln, my bro Ham Sandwich, says and asks, "This is what I love about you, Keith. You're not afraid to speak about the dark side of all this. And I think we really need to hear it. That you say that. Thank you for the inspiration, bro. I want to talk about the dark side." The dark side. Join us on the dark side. It's the power. Let's go to the dark side. You're a Jedi. You can handle it. It's time you handle it. We need to move out of our children of God to the adult. And the third component is, as we grow up spiritually, we actually fall back into fetal position. We go back to the children of God, but illumined this time around. Let's look at the dark stuff. Let's look at it. And, you know, it may have a slant. It may have a Keith slant. I'm going to do my best to be unjudgmental about it. A part of me wants to give you my opinion. Throw my opinion away. Let's look at the dark shit. Drama. Theater of pain. Welcome to planet Earth. Let's talk about what is current. The coronavirus. Some people say the virus was biomanufactured as a biological weapon. Some say that it was created to create more vaccines to grow big pharma, which would end the inoculation or the injection, would depopulate Agenda 21. I'm not saying it's not that. Let's go to the machine gun. Let's not look at the person with the bad knees and hip yet. The machine gun on the bottom right causes pain. It causes pain. Someone getting their ass whipped causes pain. Children who are hungry we feel pain. The coronavirus and the hypodermic needle is irrelevant. As I said yesterday, day before yesterday, here's how I would like, or you can consider handling this situation. Keith, it's coronavirus. We can die from it. When was the last time you'd ridden in a car? You know how many people die every day from car accidents? And you as the driver, get into the car knowing that as you choose to move forward in this vehicle, danger is afoot. Speaking of foot, you accelerate forward. You understand? And in your understanding, it creates an awareness to be responsible. So you as a teacher to yourself become a master learning the rules of how to engage into the cement jungle, the concrete jungle, the jungle of the mind. Ooh, is where the monkeys live. The monkey, who wants his banana. Likewise, coronavirus. It has power. If it's true. I'm not saying it isn't, but if it's true, I always say, lean into your best case scenario, regardless. If climate change is real and we do something about it, we end up with a beautiful world. If climate change is not real and we do something about it, our world will be sparkling gorgeous. So if coronavirus is truly real, I'm not saying it isn't, it seems to be, and we do something about it, you've multiplied your well-being infinitely. Same way, likewise, just prepare yourself. Don't be afraid. Just be aware. Get into your automobile, put your seatbelt on, understand what you're dealing with, accelerate, and move forward in your life. Because your worry will lower your immune system. It's just a car. Do you worry when you get in the car? And if you do, then you're carophobic, automobile-phobic, whatever you call it. I'm sure there's probably a psychological term for people who have fear of automobiles. Listen, I was in a wreck last June 21st. It gave me, I chose and still sometimes do trauma. I'm riding, I'm aware. I get it. So I must be vulnerable. As we look to our next bullet point, someone, a child, getting their ass pounded. Don't hit your children. Hitting is never okay. Well, Keith, I grew up and I turned out just fine and my mom and dad whipped my honey. Really? Just imagine how much more all right you could have turned out if you were raised. We call it raising children, right? You raise your children. You raise your child. Same. You raise your children up. You don't beat them down. Well, Keith, there's no reason. You don't hit. You educate. You're trying to educate through your hitting. But what you don't realize you are doing, if this applies to you, and as to why you are tender and butthurt because I'm talking about it, be honest with yourself. Become vulnerable. God lives in it. God lives in your vulnerability. What you're doing is you're teaching your children to hit when someone goes against the grain of their life. Because you, as their God, as they look up to you, which we know God to be is up, follow suit. That's what religion is. We follow suit from the up. And your child goes against your grain, you spank. Doesn't work. They may stop what they're doing because they are deathly, I use that word literally, deathly afraid because of the pain being inflicted. What else is a child to believe? Deathly. This is God's wrath as my parent, the one I look up to, my divine parent I look up to. Deathly afraid. I'm being smited. You don't hit your children. You don't hit anyone. Hitting is never okay unless you have to. Unless you have to. That's also called self-love, self-preservation. Continuing further, machine gun war, 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 oil, 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 Stargate, 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 extraterrestrials, knowledge, extraterrestrials, knowledge, war, economy, economy, sales, sales, corporations, corporations. It's all painful. It's not judgment. It's a fact of the matter. And when you look at it for what it is actually worth, it's worth everything, not only to me, but to you as well. Because I see that it matters. These are all landmarks and icons of the human graduation. And when you see it from this place, it creates such an amazing elation versus an ongoing hypodermic needle, which is aggravation and irritation in a situation that, trust me when I tell you, you do not want to be stuck with or stuck in. It's painful. Center of light, peace tonight we're speaking about. Drama, the theater of pain. Hello, Debbie. James says, raise your internal vibration frequency that you operate at. When I interviewed Swamji, God realized man from India, check this out, in all of his Jesus on earth, Christed glory. When I asked him the question about vaccinations, because I, as a spokesperson, I took that upon myself, that role, to ask about vaccinations. He said everything but what I wanted to hear. He didn't answer me. Well, Keith, maybe because he's a fraud. The divine will not intervene with free will and or politics. It's not concerned with that whatsoever. It vibrates with the truth. How could the divine ever lower itself to nonsense and sustain its very existence? It is impossible and will never happen. Never. So he wouldn't answer my question because he wanted to leave me with it. One, to postulate such ideas. Why is he not answering my question? When he told me before, I would never enter the arena of politics. Vaccines are politics. This is all politics and parlor tricks. And we try to convince ourselves about the pain we see in the world is or isn't justified. That's the world that is waking up. We're waking up from the nonsense, the theater of pain. So now let's move on to fibromyalgia as well as arthritis. Fibromyalgia is a manifestation of chronic pain. You're not just an unlucky one. Hear me in all love. I want you to heal. Fibromyalgia is not just chronic pain as far as the body is concerned. As you see in this image with someone holding their knee and the hip and other place of the body that's just in this pain. It's not what it is. Hello, Junebug. I love me some Junebug. She's in YouTube land. Everyone shift to YouTube. I'm going there soon. Fibromyalgia is years of self-induced suffering. It does not mean that you are not inflicted pain upon from the world, but there you can bet you're a sweet bippy. There's a lot of self-induced suffering. Let me ask you this. When you stub your toe in the furniture last night because the light was off, that is painful. And your toe may hurt for a week, but when it's done hurting, you don't think about it anymore. You're done. That's not suffering. It's painful because you hurt your toe on the furniture. But when something happens to a child, you, anyone, and you keep harboring it, and you use it as a defense mechanism to stop yourself from being vulnerable to the rest of the universe, it becomes suffering. As we look to the screen, again, the person with fibromyalgia or pain, the bottom left corner. You have been carrying around oodles. Maybe this lifetime you have no problem. You can bet it came from somewhere. Previous existence. Somewhere in the soul complex, the soul divine matrix, there's an unresolved issue that wants to be evolved so you can have your evolution. Your ice cream, your cake, and your icing, and eat it too. It wants that for you because that in its very nature is what it is. And because it's unconditional love for you, it wants you to experience that here on this plateau. If you are in constant pain from fibromyalgia, contact me. I will help you. You will see results immediately. How so? It may not at first show up in the body with relief, though there is CBD oil. God bless you for that. But just working with me, I will shift your consciousness without a doubt. That you will no longer see what's happening to you as pain and no. If it's fibromyalgia, it's no longer pain. It's suffering. I will help you shift your suffering. And in so doing, you will immediately feel relief and alleviated. And then the body will ease up. When you ease up. Arthritis is about guilt. Many of you probably seen some of your elders and their hands and their joints are starting to look like this. This is guilt. Believe it or not, I'm going to play with an idea. I'm just going to throw it out there. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. But my point is on point. You probably would, if you was to take, I'm just guessing, because I was Catholic. Nothing against Catholicism. But if you were to take a poll, I would say arthritis shows up in Catholics more than anyone because it's a religion of guilt. No, let me rephrase that. Religion. That which you do religiously, but the ongoing belief that this is the way it is and I should feel a certain way because of, that's not love at all. So arthritis is stemmed, no pun intended, but yet, from guilt. I had some of my elders, my great aunt, I loved her. Oh my God, she was beautifully gorgeous. Her name was Lillian. She was just lovely. And an Aunt Violet. And they had arthritis in a very serious way. And seeing that now, and then, from then, how they were raised, the belief system, the old paradigm, it was guilt. I will whip your ass in a moment's notice because you broke the lamp. And you should feel bad for it. You bad child, you. That's a lot. Christine says she has fibromyalgia. Christine, I want to say thank you for being so honest. And in so doing, Dana says, thank you, Keith. You're welcome, Dana. Christine says, thank you, Keith. Hi, Keith. I got fibro. And then you're declaring that, addressing that publicly, making yourself vulnerable. You are literally, dear, becoming a testimony, a witness to that when two or more are present in my name, two or more are gathered in my name, I am present. Now you get the gift, Christine. Christine, you contact me. I'll set an appointment with you. I will move you through this in a heartbeat. You can bet your sweet ass on that. And you will start experiencing relief. She says, yes, I allowed it. So when we look at things honestly, we see them differently. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at simply just change. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about, when we look at the third world country and the starvation and famine and disease, yes, it hurts. It's to create compassion in us. And these little children masters from above came here to the world to say, listen to this. Hi, Starla. These children, these famine children from all these third world countries, come from the presence of innocence and preciousness of divinity onto the earth to say, I'm willing to go down there and be a teacher in such a painful way to contribute to the graduation of this planet, which has been a divine experiment for billions of years. Since this planet was fashioned, spawned, seeded. So they come out down here, as well as to burn off their karma, which creates an expansion in their spiritual bang, but teaches us compassion at the same time. So it's multifaceted. Everyone wins. It's a win, 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 win. Though you may not see that through all the self-induced suffering, what I'm saying is you can live on this earth and still have your nonsense, your fun, provided you are clean. People who go to prison, listen to this. Someone commits murder. You may not like it. It does not shake the truth. Someone goes to jail for first-degree murder, and they're incarcerated for life. And they decide it's time to wake the frick up. You may say, well, they're going to go to hell. That is a misunderstanding. It's not how spiritual law nor the law of physics actually works. You don't have to die to reap what you have sown. You do not have to die to reap your karma. You do not have to die to have an equal and opposite reaction, respond to what you have stuck out. It's not the way it works. It requires you to become clean, vulnerable, confess, redeem, all those things. And they can happen in a myriad of ways. It doesn't require your death for your salvation. Your salvation has to do with you. So someone who commits murder and is penalized for life or the death chair, they can fall in such a space inside of themselves, ho'oponopono, forgiveness for what they have done to themselves first. You can't forgive what you don't have within yourself. You can't write a check from a bad account. You can't do it. You can forgive yourself in the court of the highest law as the judge and the jury of your infractions and what you have done in this life, and set yourself aglow and free. Doesn't mean you're going to get out of incarceration, because in such a space, incarceration is not even possible because you're spiritually liberated. You understand what you're brought forth on another. You don't have to like it. It doesn't change the truth. You deserve the truth. You deserve to birth yourself into your divine birthright. The world is changing. It's going to get very stinky and very messy. Equally, it's going to get very beautiful. What do you want? You want spiritual liberation? I do. I yearn for it. I burn for it. I learn for it. And I churn every fiber of my being every day into that experience. June says she's got to run. Much love. Love you, June. You're so awesome. Everyone, Keith Anthony Blanchett, Randy Mikefield, Dora. Hello, Dora. Starla Bancroft is back. Back in the New York groove. You're welcome, dear Christine. Lillian and Violet, beautiful names. Yes, Lincoln, thank you. Debbie says, me. Debbie, what does that mean? James Whitkus offers, even at the fringes of what you think you're capable of is nowhere near what you're actually capable of. Oh my God, is that not everything that we are at our essence? You are the embodiment of everything that could ever be possible. Seek ye the kingdom within. It's you. It's you. Jesus even said, have I not, paraphrase, have I not called ye gods? The problem, quote, is, here's the Christ, God, I'm working, here we go, as we expand to greater possibilities, the problem happens when we begin to eclipse the light. Every once in a while, a glimmer will happen. This is you over here. This is me. This is John. This is Tim. This is my mom. And we get glimpses of the light all in between. It's the mind. It's causing pain. If you are in pain and you've been in it for years, be honest with yourself and tell yourself, I am choosing self-induced suffering. In is the way out, without a doubt. Debbie says, I have no, you don't have fibromyalgia. You've identified with fibromyalgia currently, but we're going to heal it right on out of me. It's not in you. It's only in you because you have identified with it. I'm going to take a short pause, going to come back, read some divine principle, and I think I'm going to go into vessel mode like we all do every day. It just depends on what we choose to vessel. I love you.
Surely as the rain may fall, I wonder why. Worried there'll come a time when my world is dry, oh so dry. In the summertime I won't have no water. It's a little bit harder to take. As I contemplate a billion stars, leaving my hands to fate, that's all I've got, all I've got. In the summertime, I won't have no water. It's a little bit harder to take.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Let's get down. Charles says, how are you, sir? Good to see you, brother. I am just climbing into bed. Hope you're well. It's always good to see you, bro. Blessings. Welcome. So tonight we are speaking about Center of Light, peace, drama, the theater of pain. No one can deny this. It's a kick in the balls, chop to the throat, punch in the heart, kick in the groin, solar plexus, crack on the skull, spanking on your ass. It hurts. Until you decide it doesn't. Just because you stub your toe doesn't mean you have to hold yourself accountable. Hang on a second. Let me fix this. This is so crazy. Just because you stub your toe doesn't mean it has to be a life sentence. Unless you choose it to be. So let's read from The Divine Principle, my bestseller. Myself and Spirit are having a dialogue for 8 years. Spirit says, the problem you are having is just that you have gotten so wrapped up in the drama of life being just too much that you have forgotten to look to me, God, for relief. What I am trying to do here is unleash my reality within you so that you can have your relief and your fun. But many are so caught up in their life's drama that all they know themselves to be must die in order for love, trust, and clarity to be born, in order that they may live. Spirit continues. I am pleased to say that you are dying gracefully, Keith. And as long as you continue, this applies to everyone. As long as you continue helping others and keep striving for clarity, you will one day be able to tap into the power that will let you manifest a body to live in wherever you want. As James just said, we all live in different guises, different garbs. Spirit continues, look around. Can you see how everyone must come to clarity before the chaos? This was 1996. Before the chaos that we're living in now can be dissipated. And I say, pun intended, clearly, the more of you that take part in this process, the more you will be able to influence the time-space coordinate of your ascension. Yes, as many of you as possible must work through the chaotic energy, because if you continue to feed your addictions, the news, and the nonsense, you will deprive yourselves of me, meaning God. And your fear and confusion will be all that remain. And I ask the question, why is peace so difficult for us to get to? Spirit responds, many do not know what peace looks like because they make no effort at all to familiarize themselves with it. It cannot be said enough. It takes love, trust, and clarity to live the peace that lies within you. I say to my loved ones who are hearing these words and are still living back to front, reverse your thinking now. For if you continue letting your ego dictate how you live, the entire drama, theater of pain, of what I have just explained will unfold before you, and you will find yourself in this same spot in your next life, having to do it all over again. It is no wonder that life for them seems hopeless. Again, their problem is that they have become so tightly wrapped around their own drama that they fear the story they are living will never, ever end. Some may even wish their lives were already over, but yet, not too soon, because they're still like you once were, afraid that in death the lights will go out forever. But these perceptions are fiction. The truth, in the book of love, a work of nonfiction, your present lives are the divine sentences that will indeed end after a period. But then everyone will go on to live other life sentences that will form the paragraphs to eventually write the next chapter of God's universal story. I am granting you, Spirit speaks, awareness so that you can finish what we started and experience God's glory at a conscious level. All you need to do to be a conscious part of our great creation and begin to have my kind of fun, Spirit, is look within your own heart. In this readily available place is where you will find me. If you are living without a clue about what is happening in this period of change, without a clue about who you really are and why you are really here, heed the following. You are being guided now in small steps you can manage. In due course, love will expand into your lives until you are consumed by love and become love, and in love merge as one with God, who is love itself. I'm going inside. Sacred soul lesson for you. Yah. John. The most, quote, popular name in the universe. John. Yah. Juan. John. Yah. Heart, God, will. Na. Mind, when in balance, discernment, reasoning, responsibility, true understanding. Ya na. Va, backbone, erect backbone, walking upright to bring forth as a manifestation upon this earth, heaven on earth, that which is willed forth by the Ya, the heart, the power, God, the mind, to know how to do that, and the backbone taking action. Yanava. This is what you are at your essence. Sacred seed syllables. The universal sound, the light that actually shapes who you are as an embodiment of God on this planet today, right here and right now. That is a fact of the matter, and you can never escape that, no matter how you choose to believe. I'm going to go inside and tap into that energy of all of us. How do I know I'm there? Because when I am there, I feel nothing but the utmost joy and bliss, and I don't ever want to leave. Take it for what it's worth. It's worth a lot. What was that about, Keith? I took a breath to exhale my own suffering, my own nonsense. God is breath. Breath is life. God is life. Transcend all strife. I intend with all fervor. Get me out of the way and bring thee as the way through me. I declare, I swear, this is my agenda. In so doing, it simply becomes a part of myself, which we're all a part of, but I am intending it by vibrating, resonating the tines of the soul. Dong! And mote it be, declaring it to be so. You feel that? Or did you experience Keith just picking up this mallet and hitting this brass bowl? Did you feel that? That's the truth. That thing that you just had. Wow, that meant something. And I went there for a moment at least. And at least you touched your soul, your true consciousness. Spirit is already moving into the vessel. As you're taking it in, it's being received, it's being understood, it's being believed. Bless you. As you has always been, and always are, and will be. See? It's the other things in the monkey that wants to make you believe otherwise, as if you deserve a blessing. You don't deserve a blessing, dear one. That's blasphemy. You don't deserve anything. You are everything from the get-go in the first place. You don't deserve anything. You're not graduating towards something, though it may be convincing to you. And that's okay. Play it out if you will. When you try to play the game, just realize you are that which is. That is truly, pun intended, what you deserve. It's to come to that self-realization of the self that you realize there is nothing else. And in so doing, you take away the time, the space, as you fall into the zero space and the equation of it all. You can never take yourself out of the divine equation, ever, ever, never, ever, 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 ever. You are it. There's no place to be except right here, right now, and happy for no reason. Is your mind reasoning telling you that? What do you believe about what it's saying? If your mind is saying anything at all, you're listening to the monkey. If there is no thought, all things become possible. So how do I hear guidance from the monkey? You don't. The monkey will impress you, or at least try to. The spirit will tell you that you have no choice in the matter. And then you will be moved forward, inward, which is upward, which is forward, which is toward something, and you will not make sense of your life. You will have no peace. You will not be able to sleep unless you do so, and you know this, dear one. The monkey will convince you that you have to bite the lure. If you're not sure, that's the pure talking to you, saying, there's no clarity, I'm not sure, it's a guessing game. The Spirit speaks. There is nothing that cannot happen except you choosing to get out of the tempting. You understand, don't you? Congratulations. You've graduated. So now you're being tempted with a divine carrot, and it dangles right in front of your nose. And forever you seem to grasp and reach, and it's just out of your clutch. Though it seems such, it's not. That light switch doesn't require a lot of work, though it may seem that way. But the work is subtle. So it's not work. It's reducing. It's unlearning. It becomes play from work as you reduce it down to the falling, which is truly the calling for the alling of everyone. You hear that music? You hear that drone? The drums, the heartbeat of who you are, what you are, why you are, and what you will be forever? That's the space. There is nothing else. It's not Donald Trump. It's not the Democrats. It's not the Republicans or the libtards. It's not Jesus. It's not Buddha. It's all that, in fact. It's what you are, and you can manipulate, to use the word, your story. You can always break your contract with reality. The kingdom of God lives within you. What is the kingdom? People think the kingdom is just all the good shit. It's everything. It's everything that could possibly exist that lives within you. And you have an infinite sea of choices to choose from to bring into your experience as you are created in the image and the similitude of your divine parent. And a parent it becomes into your life. But the situation you have afoot is that the global consciousness of humanity is graduating into a collective experience. What do you want? It looks good as of right now for all of you. For all of you right now, the global mass, everything looks good. Don't create comfort with what you just expressed to. Move further into it. Be excited. The cheerleader has spoken. Now make the touchdown. Make the point. Kick the field goal. Talk about a Super Bowl. Be super. Bowl your best game. 300. 3. The Trinity. The Trinity is moving. Start grooving with the energy. It's plenty. In the next month, depending on the choices you make, dear ones, something magnificent yet powerful yet potential to be something otherwise is going to happen. That being said, come November, don't be surprised that the members of the majority of how they think the vote will swing will not. What are you going to do then? The Spirit of God is ever moving. And it will become mandatory that you meditate upon the enigma of God. Changes afoot. The 6 becomes the 9 and the 9 becomes the 6. The dove will fly to the heavens and the coyote will continue to play his tricks. Are you planted? Don't take for granted this opportunity. That you are loved beyond measure. Dear Lord, the energy that is moving in with me. I will see you tomorrow night. Yanavai Tribe is the presentation. Vulnerability. I will share with you some secrets. Share with me yours. All will be revealed. We are living in revelation. The 6th seal has been cracked open. I love you. Be happy for no reason. Be happy for no reason. Get out of the drama, the theater of pain. You will gain way beyond strain. Plainly, you will see if you allow yourself just to be happy. Be happy. Be happy. Peace, love, and light.